And good morning, YouTube. This is the morning after testing the bubble wrap insulation on the window and the terracotta plant, potter heater thing over there. It's about 8 o'clock right now. I woke up around 7:30. This is the view from the inside. You can't really see outside. It's the same in here. Now I do have my windows tinted. So from far away you don't even see the bubble wrap unless you get really up close. And then you do see the bubble wrap, but you can't see inside. It's kind of like a blurred vision, just like this. At nighttime, it just looks like one of those fuzzy night lights in here. You can tell there's lights on, but it's very dim. And you still can't see in here unless you're tall enough to peek through that little thing, which I'm probably going to have to get another layer of bubble wrapping here just to cover the gaps that's doing that. Plus it'll probably help with the insulation when you got 2 layers of the thick bubble wrap on here. Now the heater worked really well. I do have 4 tea light candles on there. You can see they're all used up. They do last for about 2 hours, which isn't long enough for me. I'm probably going to have to get better candles that last a little bit longer, but all 4 candles right there heated this thing up to where I could barely touch it. Try not to touch this thing. It is hot metal, so yeah, tested that out. That's really hot. Now this, I think I just had like a 5/16 or a 3/8 bolt in there, and just some washers to fit in it and some nuts to kind of keep it all together. This is about 2.5 inches. This is 3.5 inches, and 4 to 5 inches on this thing right here. Anything bigger than this, it's really gonna get, it's not gonna be well, the heat, what happens is the heat heats the core up right there, and the heat doesn't have anywhere to escape, so it goes downwards and goes into the second bell. The second bell heats up and fills up with hot air, and then spills over to the bigger bell. And then with the other one I had a much larger pot on there, just because I had a hard time finding this little one. It's kind of surprising how hard it is to find a pot size like that anywhere. I went from Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart. I ended up just rummaging through, and I think I found this at a certain Walmart. So you're gonna have to hunt down one of these things if you're gonna build one of these. These are just metal clamps I got from Lowe's, and it works really well with the rubber feet keeping it in place. Now with the 2 lights, got to about 30 minutes until it started somewhat getting warm. I bumped it up to 3. About 45 minutes started getting hot, and I ended up getting a 4th one to bump it up. And then once I got it to 4, this thing really kicked up, and I couldn't even touch it anymore. But it was kicking out some heat. So with, I only have the blackout curtains right there, just because with me at night I don't usually light up too much. If I do light up something, I press on that, and it lights up the bottom area only, and nobody can see out over here. The only place people can see if I got that light on is out through that door, which is where I have my curtains. So I don't really have to worry about it too much, just because everything's white in here. Everything kind of gets reflective when I push that. So kind of the light kind of bounces off the top and kind of illuminates everything, and has like a dim glow to it. Now this is, I bought this. I was going to Second and Charles to go and sell some books and DVDs and stuff like that. And they ended up just giving me like $11 for all my stuff. I had like 2 bags full of stuff I brought in there, but kind of like a secondhand Barnes and Noble. And so with the $11, I'm gonna go find some knickknack and a candy bar or something so I can spend my $11. So this is what I got. This is a thin wire LED light. So I just strung it along my netting up over here. The netting holds my bubble wrap whenever I take them down. I just take them down, roll them up, put them in the thing over here. And I really like this because this gives me a kind of a dimmer, more softer light in here instead of my LEDs, which are really bright even with the dimmer setting right there. I only use that when I absolutely need to find something and I can't find anything and I need some light, so that's what I use. Otherwise, this thing is really handy. It only runs on 2 AA batteries. They did have one with the lights that were kind of bell-shaped. I don't know if I wanted that because the bells were like about this big and I didn't want this thing to look all Christmassy in here. So I opted with the 6-foot LED wire, which turned out pretty well. That is my vintage map that I have. Oh, what's this way? There we go. I didn't know where to put it, so I ended up just tacking it onto my window. Up over here, I was up late last night because I couldn't sleep. And I wanted to figure out how to bring some of my military memorabilia with me. I do have plaques and stuff and flags and all that stuff I wanted to bring, but I can't really fit in here. So these coins, if you're not familiar with the military, anything you do, if you do an outstanding job or there's a event that goes on, like this is my very first deployment right here. We got this after the deployment and it's kind of cool looking. You can look at it and just remember what you did in the past. A lot of these are from competitions that I did, from the best medic competitions. This is 3rd Brigade. This was actually given to me from the command sergeant major of the whole, I guess the Corps or the army that was in Iraq at the time. He commanded all the soldiers, and he rode with us once to a mission in Tal Afar up north, and afterwards he gave us that, so that was pretty cool. So this is something I can bring with me, and it's kind of like a little piece from home that I brought. I like it. Now, it's about 40 something degrees outside. This is not even cold. This is like in the 70s. So the coldest parts really is this metal bar right here. I do have blankets that I stuck in there for insulation. This is actually way colder than this thing right here for some reason, surprisingly. Now that the pillows make it so I don't even feel any drafts or any cold or anything like that. So it's like sleeping on a couch. The only part I'm figuring out now is that bar that goes across right here. And even though I have my cushions and stuff like that, I still kind of feel it, and I'm having kind of a little back issue, so I'm trying to figure out how to fix that. I might put in like a board that runs straight through and just put my cushions on top of it so I don't feel this bar right up on my tailbone. Yesterday my back was kind of hurting, so I think that might be why, but this is probably like the 10th time I've slept in here. I might have just tweaked my back or something. Other than that, oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys this. I did take another video before this, and right after this thing fell off. It was a go right there, and I don't know how to stick it back on. It's not sticking on for some reason. I think I got this at Walmart or Lowe's. Basically kind of like silly putty, and that's what's hanging on my lights right now, and my my alarms. These things are screwed into the ceiling. This thing is the this little rectangle thing right here is supposed to be what am I thinking of? Extra strength to support if you're gonna put a rack on it. And that's where I was planning on drilling my rack, but I ended up drilling it right there, just because I don't want to take the rack apart. I had the bars, crossbars already on them, so I figured I'm not putting that much weight on it. This is probably if you're putting a lot of weight on it. The only thing I'm really putting up there is a kayak, which is 40 pounds, so this will hold it. So just drilled the hole with the washers. I put some silicone in it to keep the water out, and through the hole before I stuck the bolt in. So it kept it pretty waterproof. It's been raining a lot over here, and I haven't had a leak so far. So the sun's coming out over there. This is what it looks like in here. Pretty warm. I'd say it's around 68, 67 degrees in here. Just like in the summertime when you have the AC on too cold and you don't want to get out of bed. That's what it feels like. So, not too bad. Again, this is JR. Hope you like this video. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, hit me up. Definitely be glad to help you guys out.